Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead, guys. Today I am out here. Just want to give you all a quick update on what is going on here inside of the garden, guys. Now, I know I was not able to take you guys along with me on this process right here, guys, but I have been uh, so busy to the point where I just come on in. I'm working it and I'm moving on to the next, doing what it is that I need to get done throughout the day. And so I just want to let you all know real quick that if you all have brassicas, now I know a lot of the local box stores out there, their shelves is pretty much stacked with brassicas, and now is that time to go ahead and get them in the ground if you're looking for spring brassicas. Now, what we have going on here inside of these rows is cauliflower right there that I have planted, and I have some kohlrabi and also some dinosaur kale and also Russian kale planted in this bed right here, guys. Okay, now what I have over here as well is some bok choy in this area here. I have some bok choy planted, also some Georgia collards over there on that side, and also have some Brussels sprout planted in this area as well, guys. Okay, now all these seeds that you're looking at right here is seeds that I sprouted on the inside except for the cauliflower. Now I have some seedlings coming up there in the garden. In just a moment, I will take you all up there and show you guys that as well. Okay, so if you see here is some tomatoes that I planted, and last night was one of those nights I checked the weather and it was looking good, guys. And if y'all can see, I have some containers right here, and what I've been doing is covering them at night. And last night was the only night that I was not able to come on out and cover them. And guess what? Last night was the night that we got a light frost. And so I just want to take you all up there in just a moment and show you all what is going on in the garden there, guys. And this right here is some peppers that I planted out. And as you all can see right here, some of them got kissed by the frost. And so they should bounce back. It's not like it's a hard frost to where that it burned them down to the stem. Okay, so that should bounce back, guys. So that is pretty much right here in the middle garden. And also down here I have some motherland okra planted out. Now, guys, these is planted out a little bit too early, but I do have more seeds on the inside, so it's not really a big deal. Okay, but if you only have limited seeds, I would not suggest you bringing them out too early to plant them out. Okay, but your brassicas and all that, you can definitely go ahead and get them outside in the dirt. Now, I guess we could talk a little bit about your corn. So if you're going to be planting corn this spring, if your bed is ready to be worked, go ahead and get that bed worked up. And if you have chicken manure or whatever fertilizer you're going to be using, go ahead and get those fertilizers in those beds, guys, and have it ready for when you plant your corn in. Okay, so of course, we all know that it is springtime, and there's a lot of things that you can just go ahead and start putting outside in the ground before it gets too hot. Okay, guys, so that is pretty much it right here for the middle garden. I just want to give you all a overview of what it is looking like before all this stuff right here start growing up. All right, so we're going to go up to the top garden. Only thing that is going on down there at the bottom garden is pretty much we have some turnips and all that we need to do a harvesting, and also the potatoes that I planted. So that's pretty much what's going on down there. We're going to go ahead and move on up top. Okay, guys, and so I am here up at the top garden. Now, this right here is pretty much a method that I learned long time ago back home, when the farmers used to plant out their suckers, or plant their suckers or seedlings. They would put a mesh over it, guys, to pretty much keep that rain from beating them down, and also keeping the sun from hitting them directly. So this right here is pretty much just shade for them. Like I said, it is a method I learned long time ago, since I was a little boy. But before I get inside of here, let me make a quick pit stop just to show you all real quick. Like I said, we had a light frost last night. And I just want to go ahead and show you all the damage that the frost did. Light frost we had. And look at these potatoes right here, guys. Do you see the top of those potatoes? They are burnt. Now, these are the ones I planted a couple weeks back, and they was looking good coming up out that dirt. But look at that. That's what the frost did. The frost pretty much burned the top of those potatoes. Pretty much, you know, like I said, burn the top. But look at down here where the frost was not able to hit, guys. You can see how pretty that leaf right there is. Still have some more still popping out. Look at that. Okay, so they're coming up pretty good for the most part. Still got some more right there bursting out. And so, guys, I know some of y'all may say, hey, you're crazy to be planting your potatoes right now at this time. But guys, that is the reason why I plant my potatoes so late, because of that frost. All right. And so right under here, I'll show you all what is going on. And so this right here is pretty much those seedlings that I have planted, guys. Now, like I said, I did plant some out on the inside, and this right here outside is just extras that I am planting. And as y'all can see, they're coming up pretty good. Just watered them a while ago, so the water did kind of turn some of them over. This right here is some more red kale, and also right here is dinosaur kale. Okay, now one of the downsides, I got to come on out and actually spray them, because we have those roly-polies, guys, that is tearing the leaves up. And if you don't take charge of them, they can also eat the roots of these small plants. So even though roly-polies do play their part in the garden as far as breaking down organic matter and all that, but when you have a infestation, guys, you have to control that, because they will damage your new seedlings, and you don't want that. Okay, and so right here is some bok choy that we have planted. They're pretty much coming up real nice for the most part. All right, so that's pretty much it right there over here. And this is actually our herb bed. Until the herbs are ready on the inside, these right here should be ready, and we will be able to plant our herbs out. So this right here is our rosemary, guys, and if y'all can see, half of it is pretty much gone. That hard Arctic frost that we had in the winter time pretty much came in and burned this down. But I am going to come on out and prune off all these dead pieces, and hit it with some fertilizer or something like that, some organic fertilizer, see if we can get it to start bouncing back. But right here is some thyme that we have planted, and so far they are looking real good. And so, guys, like I said, this video right here is pretty much just an update, so y'all can go ahead and start putting certain things in your garden and get it planted out. Right here is some more Georgia collards that I have planted here, guys, and we're going to take a quick look. Look at that. We have real good germination. And just talking about germination, guys, if you all need seeds, we will leave a link below in the video here, where you all can go ahead and check out our seed stores for seeds that we have available, guys, that was growed and that was planted here on the homestead, and seeds was harvested. So these seeds that you're getting is actually last year seeds, and you should be getting real good germination out of them. And so if you need some seeds, just go ahead and check out our seed store, guys. And like I said, I am thankful for all your purchases and the love that you are showing. Thank you all very much. And right over here is our garlic, guys. Now this section of garlic right here, this is actually my hardneck garlic that I have planted. The foliage and everything is looking not the best. What we have noticed, that frost that came through these garlics, they would spruce up and looking real good, and that frost will come through and knock them back. Plus we had heavy rain the other day, and some of these leaves right here is starting not to look the best. But guys, we're going to work with what we have. This right here is also our elephant garlic that was also looking good the other day until we had that heavy rain. But as time goes on, they should go ahead and spruce back up. These one right here, they are doing really well. They're growing really nice, and so that is good. Right over here as well. And if y'all can see, that whole entire bed there is looking good, guys. All right, and so right here is our sugar cane. It is actually about that time to go ahead and get these sugar cane out the ground and start planting them, or getting them from out of hibernation and get them planted out into the ground, so we can have more sugar cane, guys. All right, so right on down here, I'm going to take you all where we have those sugar snap peas planted, and look at that. So far they are doing really well. You know, it is springtime. The sun is not as hot just as yet. You know, once the temperature gets real hot on these right here, guys, the heat is going to knock them back. And so I'm just praying that we can get a great harvest out of them. Now these was the one that I planted from seeds, and if y'all can see the difference here, look at the difference. And so one of the things to also note in your garden, if you have seedlings that you planted and they're not moving fast, one of the things, guys, that you need to pay attention to, it may not really necessarily means that your plant need fertilizer. It just simply means that that plant probably not getting enough oxygen down to those roots. So what you actually need to come on in and do is aerate around the roots of your plants to make sure that you get enough oxygen down there, because if you're not getting enough oxygen, that right there as well can stunt the growth of your plant. Okay, so also keep that in mind. Most of the time, if you you know, you've been gardening for a while and you see your plant is doing something, or the leaves are not looking good, it could be a few things. It could mean that, hey, this plant right here, I could be over watering it and the roots are saturated and it's dying. I need to go ahead and back off the water. Or it could mean that, hey, this plant is being deprived from nutrients, and you may need to want to come on in and put something, give it a fast feed, a quick feed. And that quick feed would pretty much means you would come in with some fish emulsion, it would, you know, water, and you're able to put it directly on that root. Just don't mix it too strong, because if you do, even though it's organic, you mix that fish emulsion too strong and you get it on the leaves, that can also burn your plants as well, guys. Okay, so those right there are looking really well. And so, hey, I think I'm going to come on in and aerate around the root of this one. It is not as tight as I think it is, but I think a little bit of aeration around the root would do really well and get these plants here a little jump. I may even come in and put a little bit of that gardener tone down there as well, water it in, and give it a boost to see what they will do for me. All right. And so right in this area right here, guys, is where I am actually going to be planting corn. And as I get done with this video, I will be coming in to go ahead and start cultivating this area right here. The way I'm going to be doing my corn this year, if y'all watch my previous video from last year, you notice I did not made any mounds for my corn. I'm just going to flatten it out, and I may come on in and hill those corn as time goes on. All right, so I just want y'all to get an overview of what this garden is looking like right now at this moment, before it's starting to transition into something different. All right, so we're gonna walk on down here real quick and show you all what else is going on. I got my little man out here. We work in the garden right now. Okay, and so guys, right here is where we have our strawberries, and right now they're doing pretty good. Now, one of the thing is with your strawberries, but because my wife is actually eager to get some strawberries, I guess she's going to I wouldn't say sacrifice, but she's actually letting these right here go to flower, guys. Usually in your first year when you're doing strawberries, you don't really want them to go to flower, but my wife, she loves strawberries, so I'm gonna let her go ahead. But what you would want to do is pluck all these flowering off and just leave it so the roots can be established for next year. And that would also be the same for runners as well, guys. But hey, whatever these plants do this year, we're just gonna leave them and let them do what they do. But if you want a good yield out of your strawberries, go ahead, cut them blossoms off, and also cut the runners off so the energy can go to developing good roots. All right, okay guys, and so as y'all can see, I have my sprinkler going right now. In this area right here, I have some beets planted. Yes guys, have some beets planted. I think it's like 3 different varieties of beets, and they're coming up real nice. And just want to give you all a quick view of the onions I planted first. And as y'all can see, they're coming up real nice, making sure they're getting the proper amount of water. I almost come out here almost every day to water those onions, guys, just because they're drinking so much. All right, now right here, if y'all can see, this is also what I learned from back home once again. But guys, what I have planted right here is actually the water coming. I have planted right here, guys, some carrots, and if y'all can see, we have real good germination. Now this is not all of them, and so they are actually still germinating. But what I went ahead and did here is pretty much, when I first germinated them, I have this mat that was just laying on top just to keep the ground real nice and moist, guys. But once I see germination, what I went ahead and did is took this fabric off. Simple reason why: all your seeds are not germinating at the same time, and so therefore you don't want to be smothering out your weeds, smothering out your carrots for the ones that's already coming up. So I just went ahead and lifted, as y'all can see, and what that does, it keeps what this shade is going to do is keep the ground moist throughout the day while the sun is hot. And once all the seeds are germinated, I will go ahead and take this off, guys, and just let them go ahead and do what they do best, and that is just grow. All right, so that is pretty much it right there. Like I said, all of them have not germinated just as yet. We'll see what happens. And this year we will be tinning out our carrots this year, so we can get a bit of a bigger carrots. All right, And so right over here, guys, is our asparagus that we have been harvesting off of. And, you know, hey, they're just growing, still have more popping out right there. Okay. And real quick, I forgot something that I want to show you all. If you guys remember that video that I did when I planted the onions, and I said, hey, my onions, they're not doing good, which to me at that point they was not doing good, guys. And I just want to show you all real quick what is going on. Now, like I said, some of those seeds I did not get good germination out of them. If y'all can see how it is real thin in that area. All right, and so right here they're actually looking real good now, guys. What I did, I came on in and I gave them another haircut and hit them with some fish emulsion, and guess what? And we had some rain that was to fall on them, and they pretty much, hey, they took off. And so what I'm going to be doing pretty soon is planting them out, even though they are a bit still small, but they're big enough to where I can grab them, take them out and plant them. All right, guys, so that right there is pretty much just a quick update on what is going on here inside of the garden. Guys, like I said, get on out there, get the planting. Y'all be motivated, stay motivated. I'm telling you, it is springtime, and guess what? It's a busy time for me, guys, and so I'm always moving, steady moving. So just take a quick look on what the garden is looking like now. You know, pretty much a before and a after. And so I will come back on in and come in and start tilling this area right here. Actually, like I said today, and I'm gonna go ahead amend this area right here with chicken manure. Now, guys, I don't want y'all to go to sleep on chicken manure. Now, if you can get your hands on it and amend your soil, do that. Now, you know, one of the big thing is when you're getting ready to plant, guys, don't just cultivate your ground, go to the store, buy plants and stick them in. You're missing a step. That step is amending. You need to make sure. Okay, now I cannot tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what will work for you. You need to make sure that you are amending your soil. Okay, get you some organic fertilizer, whether it may be a gardener tone or whatever, and depends on the size of your area. Hey, even half of the bag, go ahead and spread it. Depends on your area. I don't know what area you're working with, but you need to judge it and amend that soil, guys, because that's going to give your ground nutrients. That chicken manure is going to feed the microbes and all the bacteria and different stuff like that in your soil, and that is what helps to feed your plants, to make your plant look nice and strong and healthy. And also another thing, get your hands on some lime, guys, and spread out inside of wherever you're going to be planting. And what that will do, it will make you want to make sure you're not going to be planting in that area until the springtime, because what that lime will do, it will make your pH level real high, and as time goes on and it breaks down in the soil, it will level out the pH in your soil, and that helps your plant to absorb nutrients even better, guys. So next seed in the fall and you're not growing, just sprinkle you out some lime, and that also leave back calcium in the soil as well. Okay, so those are just some measures that you can take to help your garden to build nutrients and stuff like that in your garden. And also you have other things, because you have to remember that your soil is very poor of nutrients. Okay, they have done studies, and studies show that the soil is lacking of a lot of minerals, a lot of different metals and different stuff like that. So there are even other things out there that you can come in and put in your garden, such as like It's one out there on the market called rock dust that have a whole bunch of different trace minerals in it that will help to build your soil as well, guys. So those are a couple of things that you can go ahead and look into, and just so you can build your garden, so you can get great yield out of your garden. All right, so guys, that is pretty much it right there. I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead, and I pray you all are getting out there in the garden and growing, guys. I want each and every one of you all to have a blessed day. Remember to be happy, be cheerful, keep a smile on your face, and till next time, guys, have a blessed day.